Just moments ago, a political bomb detonated on daytime television. Donald Trump's team issued a direct threat to ABC's The View, hinting at legal action to get the show pulled from the air. The fallout was instantaneous, igniting a political and celebrity civil war online. Alyssa Milano declared, "This is fascism 101. If Trump can threaten to cancel The View, he can threaten to cancel any voice that disagrees with him." But Meghan McCain, the show's former conservative host, fired back. "I know firsthand that show silences and smears conservative voices. Trump isn't wrong about their bias." The chaos even pulled in Elon Musk, who joked, "If The View gets banned from TV, I'll stream it on X just for the sheer chaos of it all." So what on earth did Joy Behar say to trigger a firestorm this massive? Does a president have the power to destroy a TV show? And why is this feud suddenly boiling over? We have all the details. Let's unpack this entire political explosion, starting with the comment that lit the fuse. The comment that ignited the fuse. It all started with a fiery roundtable discussion on The View. The topic was supposed to be about Trump's recent campaign rallies and his use of executive authority during his presidency. But for Joy Behar, this wasn't a simple political analysis. Looking directly into the camera, she didn't hold back. Let's be clear what's happening here. Donald Trump is trying to act like a dictator again. He's not campaigning for votes. He's campaigning to evade justice. This is a man who sees the presidency not as a public service, but as a get-out-of-jail-free card. The studio audience gasped, and then a wave of applause erupted.
That was not Obama. Okay, number.
The camera cut to her co-hosts. Whoopi Goldberg nodded silently while Sunny Hostin, a former federal prosecutor, began to lay out the legal cases Trump is facing. However, it was co-host Ana Navarro who added fuel to the fire. Joy is 100% right. The man is a convicted liar. We are aware of this. And now he's openly promising to use the instruments of power, like executive orders, not for the American people, but as weapons against his enemies. The segment was explosive. Before the show was even over, the clip was sliced up and posted online. It went viral at a stunning speed, racking up over 15 million views across X, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts in less than 48 hours. Behar's words, dictator, evading justice, were everywhere. They were quoted by news outlets, setting the stage for an inevitable and brutal response. The White House strikes back. What happened next shocked even the most seasoned media veterans and the harshest critics of The View. This wasn't just another angry tweet. This was a calculated, official response from Trump's inner circle. Within 24 hours, the Trump campaign's communications lead, Dan Scavino, a longtime Trump loyalist known for his aggressive media tactics, issued a formal warning on official letterhead sent directly to ABC executives. It stated, and I quote, "The American people are tired of the reckless political misinformation broadcast by ABC. The defamatory statements made by Joy Behar and her co-hosts are a clear violation of journalistic ethics. This will be addressed." The phrase, "will be addressed," sent a chill through the industry. What did it mean? Whispers immediately began circulating about potential FCC intervention. A memo, allegedly leaked from a high-level campaign strategy meeting, hinted that ABC's parent company, Disney, might face intense scrutiny over its broadcast licenses if they didn't, quote, "rein in the editorial disinformation coming from its daytime lineup." Then Trump himself entered the fray, using his platform on Truth Social to deliver the final blow. In all caps, he posted, "The View is garbage television, poisoning America with hate and lies. The hosts are unwatchable. It's a failed show, bad for our country. Cancel it." The battle lines were officially drawn. It was no longer just a war of words. It was a declaration of war on a media institution. Can Trump cancel a TV show? This is the million-dollar question. Can Donald Trump or any political figure really get a TV show canceled? Legally speaking, the answer is no, not directly. The First Amendment provides broad protections for free speech, especially political speech. Media attorneys and civil liberties groups, such as the ACLU, were quick to point out that the White House has absolutely no direct power to cancel a private program like The View, simply because it dislikes its content. And this is very important. The government has indirect ways of applying immense pressure. The key lies with the Federal Communications Commission, also known as the FCC. The FCC is the government body that grants and renews the broadcast licenses that every television station in America needs to operate. While the FCC is supposed to be an independent agency, its commissioners are appointed by the president. A presidential administration can signal its displeasure with a network, which can lead to a number of things: a slowdown in the license renewal process, the launching of investigations into alleged indecency or misinformation, or encouraging urging advertisers to pull their support. It's not an outright ban, it's a death by 1,000 cuts, a political squeeze play. Legal watchdogs are calling this move a blatant abuse of political muscle and a dangerous attempt to chill free speech. They argue that if a president can intimidate one show, they can intimidate any news organization that is critical of them. On the other side, Trump's allies are framing this as long overdue accountability. They argue that shows like The View are not news organizations, but political activists masquerading as entertainment, and that they should be held to a higher standard for the claims they make on public airwaves. The argument is that this isn't about censorship, it's about combating what they see as dangerous and harmful fake news. A long and bitter history of feuding. To truly understand today's escalation, you have to realize that Trump's war with The View isn't new. It's a bitter, personal, decades-long grudge match. It arguably started back in 2006. Rosie O'Donnell, then a host on the show, publicly questioned Trump's finances and his moral character following his handling of a Miss USA controversy. Trump's response was swift and brutal, calling Rosie a real loser, a woman out of control, and a fat pig. This set the tone for all future interactions. Then in 2010, Trump himself appeared on the show. When hosts Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg pressed him on his promotion of the baseless birther conspiracy theory about President Obama, Trump became visibly angry. After a heated exchange, he famously walked off the set during a commercial break, ripping off his microphone. The feud only intensified when he became president. In 2019, Joy Behar called him the worst president in American history. The very next day, Trump tweeted that Behar had been fired from her last show for incompetence. Over the years, he's feuded with nearly every host, including conservative voices like Meghan McCain, with whom he had a deeply personal and public falling out over her father, Senator John McCain. In a 2020 tweet, he perfectly summarized his view of the show, writing, "The View is just fake news disguised as women's gossip. Sad. This isn't just a political disagreement. For Trump, it's personal. He sees the show as a bastion of liberal opposition that has been a thorn in his side for nearly 20 years. ABC's panic and the advertiser exodus. So how is the network at the center of this storm? ABC responding. Publicly, they are maintaining a wall of silence, but behind the scenes, sources say it's controlled chaos. An internal memo reportedly from the president of ABC News and leaked to Deadline shows the network is trying to project strength. It reads, "ABC News and the producers of The View stand by the editorial integrity of our program. We reject any attempt by political figures to silence our hosts or intimidate our network. Our mission is to facilitate robust conversation, but behind that corporate defiance, the financial reality is setting in. Major advertisers are getting nervous. Brand safety is everything in television. Companies do not want their products advertised in the middle of a political war zone, especially one initiated by a former president. Reports have confirmed that at least 3 of The View's biggest sponsors, cosmetic giant L'Oreal, pharmaceutical company Pfizer, and insurance provider State Farm have all placed emergency calls to ABC's ad sales department. They aren't pulling their ads yet, but they are demanding briefings on the show's content and assurances that they won't be associated with defamatory or overly controversial material. If even one of these major advertisers pulls out, it could trigger a domino effect, costing the network millions. For a company like Disney, which is already trying to navigate a tense political and cultural landscape, Donald Trump's direct threats are shaking the very financial foundation of one of their flagship programs. So, where does this leave The View? Will the show and its network withstand this political onslaught? Or is Donald Trump's pressure campaign about to claim its biggest media victim yet? This is more than just a feud between a politician and a talk show. It's a test case for the limits of free speech, the power of corporate advertisers, and the influence a political figure can wield over the media. One thing is certain, Joy Behar isn't backing down. And Donald Trump? He's never been one to stop throwing punches. This battle is far from over. What do you think? Should a show face consequences for its political commentary? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more updates on this developing story.